Hey there. I am hanging out in my van because that was one of the only places I could get a radio. Because in a few minutes, Michelle, Victoria, Emily, and Michaela are going to be live on WDCX 99.5 FM for those of you in the Buffalo area. And so excited about that. I thought we would get it on Facebook Live while the radio is playing, while the interview is going. So if you are connecting with us, or if you see this, share it, let other people know. Of course, it'll be on later, so you can listen to it later. But this is my day where I get to go home for 24 hours. So this morning I went home off the streets, and I've been running errands actually and taking care of some work and getting some things done. But Michelle and my three daughters hit the streets. So I came home, they hit the streets. They've already been walking throughout the city in soup kitchens, at the downtown bus station, praying with homeless people. Michelle's been texting me, let me know what's going on. But right now they're in the studios of WDCX. It's 99.5 FM for those of you that are in the Buffalo area, but many of you that support the Dream Center are not in the Buffalo area. So I thought that I would do this so that you could listen to their live interview that they're going to do about Boxes of Love and everything that's happening this Christmas season at the Buffalo Dream Center. So right now the station's playing music. So we're just waiting for, I think, this song, maybe a commercial or something, and then they're gonna come on and they're gonna share about what it's been like to be homeless. This is the third year that Michelle has done this. Decided to let me come home for 24 hours and for her to go out, which I'm really grateful. The first couple of days were just it's not snowing here yet, but it was very cold. The nights were cold. We did a lot of walking. I'm going to guess that we walked about 10 miles every day, Monday and Tuesday. My feet were just killing me, so I was happy to just come home for a short time. So let's see. As soon as this song is over, I'll stop talking, and then Michelle will be on. See if that...
We're going to get a chance to meet the Johns family again. Eric Johns is this week because he does time on the streets of Buffalo, literally identifying with homeless people, has slept out for many years. We'll hear more about that in a few minutes because we're going to meet his wife, Michelle, for the first time, and she and three of her daughters are going to be doing some time on the streets of Buffalo and in the shelter in Buffalo, all part of this week to draw attention to the needs of Buffalo's neediest people. And also, we'll talk about the Buffalo Dream Center Boxes of Love program and some of the things you can be doing to help out with regard to those things. As we continue on this edition of Lifeline, we'll look forward to talking about some of that. And it is Thanksgiving Eve, keep that in mind, so we're officially heading into the Christmas season, like as of tomorrow. So lots of great stuff to talk about, and I hope you can be here for it. Today's program brought to you by Dr. Francis Long. He's the fear-free dentist, and he's been working with our WDCX listeners for years. People drive from miles around just to have the opportunity to see Dr. Francis Long and to sit in his chair. He's an incredible dentist.
I hadn't gone to the dentist in like forever. I have an immense fear.
A commercial for the dentist. So anyway, we're still waiting for Michelle to come on, but we won't bore you with that. I'm also going to try to set the bass a little bit lower. I think it's just a little bit high. Yeah, that's a lot better there. All right. So if you're joining, spread the word. Let people know. Michelle, my wife Michelle, my daughters Victoria, Emily, and Michaela, they're all going to be live on WDCX. It's 99.5 FM in just a few minutes, talking about Boxes of Love and what it's like to be homeless. They're homeless all today and tonight, and then we're going to meet up with each other on Thanksgiving Day tomorrow. So we'll just wait. They should be on any minute.
Well, ma'am, that'll be $1,200.
What do you mean?
Still commercials. So spread the word. Let people know. Post it on Facebook. Text your friends. Tell them that they're going to be on, and support Boxes of Love, because we need your support for Boxes of Love desperately to help families in need. We plan on helping about 3,000 families with food and with toys. And so we're definitely, we need your help if you haven't done it already. You can give on our website at buffalodreamcenter.org. You can go there and give on our website, and you can also find out how to volunteer. You want to wrap gifts, pack bags of food. All the information is really on there. If you can email us that you got a big group coming and let us know, that would be great. But it's all about to get started real soon. And so I see a couple of my friends here that have joined, Leanna, John. Great to have you. If you hold on for a few minutes, Michelle and the girls are going to be on the radio.
Saturday, December 3rd,
So
WDCX, a classic Christmas.
should be coming pretty soon. Hopefully these commercials are over within a few minutes, and then they're going to be on. Usually I would do this program. Neil Boron of Lifeline has been great having me on every year. Here's Michelle.
Joining us on a Worship Wednesday edition of Lifeline. Typically on this day during this week, we would have Pastor Eric Johns in studio with us, and normally that's the case. I was telling his wife Michelle and his daughters here that whenever he walks in after having spent several nights on the street homeless here in the city of Buffalo to identify with the needs of homeless people, I can always feel the cold air, radiating off his jacket. And I kind of felt the same thing when Michelle and her daughters walked in today. But we're going to get a chance to find out what it is you're doing in your husband's stead this year. But Michelle, thank you for coming in and making this all possible. We're looking forward to getting to know you guys. It's good to have you.
It's nice to be here today.
And typically you said when your husband's in here with the folks that he's out on the street with, he brings them in and we have a chance to have a conversation. But you're usually at home listening on the radio.
Yes, for 18 years, I've always done a lot of the behind-the-scenes work, a lot of the administrative work behind his week on the streets.
All right, so we meet the brains behind the man right now. And whenever you find somebody who's doing something that's valuable in God's kingdom, somebody like Eric Johns, you know that there's a good woman behind him, and that's you. So it's nice to meet you. Thanks for coming in. And you brought 3 lovely young ladies with you here, and I've learned a lot about them in just a few minutes already. So let me welcome Victoria to the program. Hi, Victoria.
Hi.
Can I say your age?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, she's 22 and married.
Yes.
And you live where?
I live in Crown Point, Indiana, but I came back for this week just to do Homeless Week with my dad and my mom.
That is cool. All right, so how long you been married?
Just 6 months.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, now okay, so that means that 6 months ago, something important happened in the life of your sister, Emily.
Yes.
Who's 20. And what happened, Emily, 6 months ago?
Well, my boyfriend and my sister plotted to pop the question to me at her wedding reception, and I got engaged during the wedding, so
Okay.
I had no idea.
Now, I'm going to guess, since you're close in age, that you were standing up with your sister in the wedding? Or
Yes.
You were participating in the wedding? So how was this at the reception?
Yeah, it was when she went to throw the bouquet, and then she turned around and handed it to me instead, and then I turned around and Desmond was on his knee and asked the question, and I said, of course.
That's like awesome. That's amazing. All right, so, when are you getting married, next year then?
Yeah, June of next year.
Okay, so that won't be that long.
Yeah, it's like 7 months away.
You ready for this, Mom?
Yep, I guess so.
Yeah, you've been through this before. It's no big deal, right? And then you have another one of your daughters here, Michaela, who's 17
Yes.
and itching to drive.
Yeah.
Now,
Pretty soon.
How long have you been married?
Good one.
Yeah. Okay. No one on the horizon as we speak?
No, not at all. No.
Okay, you
not
never know.
interested.
God may be stirring the heart of some young man right now. You never know.
I guess we'll see.
But you have aspirations to end up on the mission field, right?
Yeah, Central America is really on my heart. So I hope to live there one day and teach children how to speak English there.
No kidding. That is cool. So do you speak Spanish?
I'm actually going to go to school in Guatemala for 6 months, and there I'm going to learn how to speak Spanish fluently.
Wow. Man, you got a real plan in mind. That's cool. All right, so let's go back here and recap, because there's going to be a test later. We're going to do a pop quiz for all of our listeners. But Victoria is 22, married, living in Indiana, going to Bible college.
Yes.
Emily is 20, just got engaged, and you currently work in the ministry?
Yeah, I'm full-time staff with the Buffalo Dream Center. So I help pretty much with every ministry that we ever do in the church.
And obviously you love it because you've got
Yes.
joy written all over your face.
I definitely love it, and I go on lots of missions trips too, and Desmond and I are actually really called to Africa, so that's where we're going to end up hopefully living and doing full-time missions in Africa.
Any particular country there?
Well, I've been to Tanzania, and that's where my heart is, but we're studying in Mozambique after we get married.
Isn't there a song called I Left My Heart in Tanzania or something like that? I'm kidding.
There might be, I don't know.
You're too young. You don't even know what I'm talking about. And Michaela, you said you want to go to Central America, so we're supposed to be talking about the streets of the city of Buffalo, but how in the world did you get a heart for Central America?
Well, we've been doing missions there for many years. I first went to Central America when I was 11, and ever since then I just felt like I was at home when I went there, and I really love it there and the people.
Wow, this is so cool. Because you know that the average family with 3 daughters between the age of 22 and 17, and you have 2 other boys, right?
Yes, I have 2 boys that are 13 and 14.
Okay. But, I mean, there's not too many families in America that they'd have a 22-year-old daughter in Bible college, another one working full-time for the ministry, and another one planning to go to the mission field. That is really exciting. Very cool. And Mama, you're just beaming, aren't you?
Yes, I'm really excited about what God's doing in their lives.
That's so cool. All right, so you all came together, and Victoria, you came back home so you could be a part of Homeless Week, as you called it.
Yes.
Why don't one of you, whoever you want to, take a minute to describe for our listeners what Homeless Week is? Because your dad's been doing this for a long time, and I guess you've had a part in it, but what is Homeless Week?
Well, for 18 years now, on Monday before Thanksgiving, my dad leaves his home and he lives on the streets homeless. The first few years, he focused downtown and he slept under the Michigan Bridge. Now they've put bars on the Michigan Bridge, so he sleeps in doorways or really any place he can just find a warm spot out of the wind. And the whole week he spends homeless. And just 3 years ago, we started Women's Day. And on Wednesday to Thursday night, the women go out and they stay in a shelter. And Thanksgiving Day for us has not been like the big turkey dinner, that you do with your whole family. It's always been handing out Thanksgiving meals to people, eating in a soup kitchen for our dinner, and ministering to homeless people.
Do you feel deprived?
No, not at all. Actually, I can't imagine missing this. Me and my husband almost didn't come home for Thanksgiving, and we did everything we could to come back because this is tradition for us. Since I was a little girl, this is all I've known for Thanksgiving.
Okay, and if your dad started 18 years ago, Michaela, you didn't even exist the first time your dad went homeless on the streets, right?
Yeah, that's right. I don't even remember starting the tradition. That's just how I've always lived. Thanksgiving would be weird any other way. So.
Man, all right, so you're a part of it. And what's your purpose? Obviously, it's Women's Day, but who wants to talk about what that means? Drawing attention to the needs of homeless women? Is that the point?
Yeah, that was our point in starting the Women's Day with the homeless, because a lot of times when you're in shelters and soup kitchens, just like there's homeless men, there's also homeless women, there's children that eat in the soup kitchens. And it's really hard as a family, and it's hard as a mom with kids. There's very limited places they can go. It can be very dangerous, and it's just hard. We met a lady today who's living in an abandoned house on the west side of Buffalo, and my heart really went out to her because I could tell she was just really sad and had a lot of hopelessness in her life.
So she's just living there because it's providing some degree of shelter, but it's like there's no heat, there's no electric, nothing like that?
When we had lunch with her today, she kept saying, "My feet are so cold, my feet are so cold." So we were able to give her some socks, but I can't imagine day in and day out walking around with cold feet and not knowing where your next meal is going to come from, and not even being able to do simple things like take a shower and just look nice.
Yeah, and boy, that means a lot, obviously, for a woman, but I'm also thinking about my wife, whose hands and feet are always cold. And if this woman's feet are cold in November when it's 30-something degrees out, what happens when it's -4 in February?
Right. I know. I was thinking the same thing, and I felt really bad for her. She left her house when she was 19 years old. She had a really bad life growing up, and she's in her 30s now, and she's just kind of been homeless pretty much on and off her whole life, and you could just see a real sense of hopelessness about her. So there's a lot of women out there like that, and so we just wanted to go out for 24 hours to bring awareness to this, and also just to put ourselves in the shoes of other women and see what they must go through on a daily basis.
All right, so let me ask Emily, you guys left your house this morning, and what'd you do between then and now?
Well, my dad dropped us off downtown, and you kind of just start walking and you just look for somewhere warm. So we found a coffee shop and we got a coffee, but they only let you stay so long. So eventually you get booted out of the first spot and then you walk to the next spot. And so we walked to the bus station, and you can only stay there if you're a paying customer, which is hard when you're homeless. So you don't have a lot of money, if any. So you stay there as long as you can. And then so after the bus station, we got booted out of there. So then we just walk and walk and walk. And then we ended up stopping in the Tim Hortons, not buying anything. We just kind of stayed there, stayed warm. And then we came here. So you just kind of go place to place trying to stay warm and out of the cold.
Can I just comment on the bus station, which is wonderful that Buffalo has a nice bus station and everything, but when I was in college, I traveled a lot by bus back and forth to Boston, Massachusetts. Those aren't really comfortable places.
No.
They may be warm, but they are not comfortable. So we're not talking about like any kind of comfort, really. The people may get out of the cold and find a bit of shelter for a period of time, but it's not like you can actually relax because you're always looking for the next place to go, right?
Yeah, because people don't let you really hang out unless you're a paying customer, which is hard when you're homeless. So.
Sure. So what's the plan for tonight? You're headed to are you going to the Cornerstone Manor? Did I see that somewhere? Or some kind of a homeless women's shelter. Where are you gonna be tonight?
Tonight we'll be staying at Cornerstone Manor.
You are, okay.
This. Yeah. So we're gonna have dinner with the ladies there, and then I really like to visit with the ladies and find out their story and what they've been through in their life. So we'll take that time to be able to visit with them and just listen to them and hear their stories and and everything. And so we're gonna stay there for the night with them, and then tomorrow morning we'll meet up with Pastor Eric again, and he'll take over being homeless.
Are you intimidated by any of that or excited?
I'm excited personally. We did it 2 years now, and I love going and being with the women and spending time with them and staying there. So,
hearing their stories.
Yeah, and I think they just enjoy somebody listening to them.
Does it frustrate you that you can't fix their situation?
Yeah, it does. Sometimes I just want to bring them home and make their life all better, but you can't really do that. First of all, sometimes they have to be the ones to make some different choices in their life. Mm-hmm. And second of all, you just really practically can't do that, but sometimes it's just really sad. And I feel like for some people, they just need a little bit of hope put in their life. So I always pray that when we spend this day homeless, that whoever we come across, that we're just able to encourage them and just give them the little bit of hope that they need, that maybe to change their future, and to make their future better for them.
I got to ask Michaela something, because she's the peanut in the group here, 17 years old. I didn't mean to pick on you age-wise. By the way, Victoria's 22, Emily 20, Michaela's 17, and Mom, you're only 29, so I can't really figure out how that happened. But Michaela, the obvious question, women out on the street alone, is that a scary thing? You ever feel unsafe?
Yeah, it does feel really scary. Like, there's so many people outside, and they're dangerous people, and no, you just feel like sometimes there's no way you could really protect yourself. Like, if someone did come and try to steal something from you or rob you, like, you think about what would I do in that situation, and I honestly don't know. So we're just like praying as we're walking down the street for God's protection.
That's cool. Are you a ninja or anything?
No.
You can't rely on ninja skills to protect you. It's gonna.
She does take kickboxing though.
Okay, see, I knew it was something. All right. But you've got God protecting you, and that's better than anything. All right, so one of the things I want to talk about here is something that your husband draws attention to every year, is the Boxes of Love program. Can we do that after the break?
Yes, we can.
All right, because the Boxes of Love program is designed, I think, to feed like thousands of families here in Western New York, and this is where you guys come in. You can help these ladies with the Boxes of Love program, and we'll talk about that when Lifeline returns here on WDCX. So we'll be back in just a moment. Today's program brought to you by Chad Savage of JC Mechanical. He's a heating and cooling expert, and even continues to drop outside.
Well, they're going to a commercial, and then they're going to pick back up again. So we'll make sure that we'll keep going with this Facebook Live as long as Neil keeps them on the radio. So thanks again to Neil Boron and Lifeline for putting my wife on the radio and my kids, and they're all doing a great job promoting Boxes of Love and just loving the homeless this week. Thanks for everybody who's on right now, too. Join. I see my My partner in crime, my twin brother, Pat Fleming, has joined, and so it's good to have you with us, Pastor Pat. Of course, many of you know Pastor Pat. He was with me many years that we did this, and looked out for me. We truly miss Pat being a part of this week, and but he's doing what God has him doing right now, and so we're thankful for that. But we definitely miss having Pastor Pat with us. And I see Skylar's on, and my son-in-law, he's been homeless with me Monday and Tuesday. He's taking a break with me today as well, and getting off the street just for 24 hours and letting the ladies take over. But they're doing a great job on the radio, so we'll go back to this in just a minute. Make sure that you tell your friends, share this, let people know about Boxes of Love. Go to the buffalodreamcenter.org, and there you can, of course, when you go on there, you can give to Boxes of Love. You can find out. We still need lots of people to come alongside of us and be a part of Boxes of Love. Definitely do. And so make sure that you go on that. So let's go back to it. They should be coming to the show pretty soon, I would think. Website
at bhouserich.com. Mortgage license M120000165.
WDCX staff members share what they're thankful for.
Hi, this is Zach Boron, producer for Lifeline. This Thanksgiving season, I'm thankful for my beautiful wife, Missy, a family that loves me, and a God who loved me enough to die for me. I know this time of year can be tough for some people, but just remember that the God of the universe loves you, and he came to give himself up for you. And because of his sacrifice on the cross for you and me, we've been set free.
From our family to yours, happy Thanksgiving.
Worship Wednesday is so wonderful.
It really is, and it's wonderful because we have an opportunity to keep Jesus central in the conversation. And even as we're talking here with Michelle Johns and her lovely daughters, Victoria, Emily, and Michaela, want to bring Jesus into the conversation because obviously he has something to do with this. This isn't just the Johns family wants to be nice to homeless people.
That's right.
Describe why you do this. Obviously there's a goal here.
Well, besides bringing awareness to the problem of homelessness, one of the big reasons we do this is to raise money to help reach out to families during the holiday season. And we help through our Boxes of Love outreach about 3,000 families. And we do this by giving them presents for their children, food for their family, and just share the love of Jesus with them over the holiday season.
Have you seen people come to Christ over the years?
Yes, we have. We've had a lot of people that have come to Christ over the years. We have a lot of opportunities every Christmas to pray for people, to share the love of Jesus with them, and just to be an encouragement during what can be a really hard time for some people.
I had someone not long ago who was frustrated about the political situation in America say to me in no uncertain terms how disappointed he was with white evangelical conservative Christians because they're so unconcerned with people on the margins. And when I responded to him, I was sure to include Pastor Eric Johns and his family in the Buffalo Dream Center in my response, saying, then you need to get to know more about what's actually happening, because you guys have turned this situation on its head. I mean, there's obviously homelessness is still with us. It's a problem we'll probably always have with us. Jesus said the poor will always be with you, right? But you guys have been addressing it directly and head on, and I'm just so incredibly proud of you guys, like to be able to say this is what Jesus would be doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the really beautiful thing about Boxes of Love, too, is a lot of different churches come together across different denominations to help make Boxes of Love happen. And I love it every year when we have the Baptist churches come out and the Alliance churches come out and our churches out there. And we all just get together and help spread the love of Jesus and show the love of Jesus to the community in Western New York.
Well, I want to give each of you another opportunity to kind of talk from your heart about this. So let me just start with Victoria for a second and say, from your perspective, why is Boxes of Love something you'd like to see people get involved in? Describe what it looks like and help bring it to life.
For me, growing up, Boxes of Love just meant giving children what they couldn't get on Christmas. I meet so many kids that the only gift they get is what we give them at Boxes of Love. And so many children, they have hundreds, maybe, presents to open on Christmas. But what I like to see is families coming to the Boxes of Love site and helping other families get the one gift or their bag of food for Christmas. So to me, it's a really cool thing for your family to get involved in the holidays and learn about giving back to the community.
Well, most of the world is concerned about what they're going to get for Christmas and making up lists about all the stuff they want. Boxes of Love is about giving, and obviously love is about giving, right? Because the Bible says God so loved the world that he gave his one and only son. So Emily, here's your chance to talk about Boxes of Love and maybe challenge the other millennials who are listening, the 20-somethings, or those who are scheduled to be married soon, to get on board and participate in this thing.
Well, a lot of the Boxes of Love work is physical work, and we need some young blood to do it with us. And I know my fiance and I, we run the warehouse. We lift 50-pound bags of food over our shoulders, and we have to load up the bags, and we get all the groceries ready. That's where we spend most of our time for Boxes of Love. So that's where it really helps for youth groups and young adult groups to really get involved and come help us bag. We have to bag 3,000 bags of groceries, and we have to get all that ready. It's not an easy job. It takes hours of hard work and sweat and, commitment. So that's where it would be cool to see a lot of young people get involved in. So.
Acts 20:35 just popped in my head. Jesus said it's more blessed to give than to receive.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, this is where I wish we were on television right now, because when these guys are talking, there's joy in their face.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a strain for you. This is something you love doing.
Yeah, for sure. I adore doing this work. It's an honor for me to be able to serve the way I do, and even if I don't get personal recognition from the families, that they know how many hours I put into it, they still, just to see the joy on their faces when we're distributing it, knowing that I had a hand in that, it's amazing.
All right, so Michaela, by the way, have you finished high school yet? Are you?
No, not yet. I'm doing my senior year now.
Okay. I wasn't sure, because sometimes people excel or go ahead or whatever. So you're 17 and a senior in high school. So talk to the high school students and youth groups in our area, because you're going to need a lot of help to get this thing done.
Well, it's really cool just to see a bunch of people get involved, but when young people are involved too, it's different, because it shows like every generation cares, and like my generation is so different, and we just have to really step up and start to do greater things and stand up for like what we believe in, and just showing people that we care and that Jesus loves them and stuff.
So 1 Corinthians 13:8 says, and I'm sure that Victoria, you probably used this passage at your wedding, but it starts with love is patient, love is kind, and it ends with this phrase, love never fails. So you guys are doing something that's going to change the world, because you're acting in love, you're acting in the love of God and spreading it to other people, and it never fails. So it's going to change other lives, and it's going to change your lives in the process. That is super cool. All right, so you guys need help filling the boxes, packing the boxes, distributing the boxes. Mom, help us understand what we're going to need to do to be a part of this.
Yes, starting next week, I think our first official day is Friday, December the 2nd. We are going to be making the bags of groceries. We're going to be wrapping all the gifts, because we like to give the kids a wrapped gift. That's how we like to receive them on our Christmas. So we wrap all of our gifts up. And then we also have about 12 different distribution sites throughout Western New York, mostly in Buffalo and Niagara Falls, where we'll be giving out the gifts to families who've been registered. And so we would love to have people come out, youth groups, young adult groups, Bible study groups, work groups, families. Bring your kids out to help volunteer. All ages are welcome. We love to see families come out and get their kids involved in this.
Is the website BuffaloDreamCenter.org a connection point? In other words, you can learn what you need to know about where to be when, all that stuff? Yes,
that's the best place, because we constantly post updates as well on the website about our needs, or if anything at all changes during the Box of Love season, it'll be posted there. If you go to our homepage at BuffaloDreamCenter.org, you'll see all the Box of Love information. It's right there in the homepage, and there's a place to click on if you want to volunteer that lists the address, the times, the locations where we need need volunteers to bag groceries, to wrap gifts, and it lists all the distributions that people can get involved. They can come out and help us distribute.
Is it all right if I have the Zach Man post your site on our WDCX page?
Yeah, that would be great.
Because that way, if somebody forgets, you know, they're driving along, whatever, and they go, what's the name of that thing again? BuffaloDreamCenter.org. Scribble it down, or, you know, put it as a note on your phone if you can. But if you miss it for some reason, then we'll repost that on our own Facebook page at WD6 Radio on Facebook. BuffaloDreamCenter.org. And then you can call this number if maybe you don't have a computer or whatever. 716-854-1001. 716-854-1001. All right, well, I have a bone to pick with your husband. He's been holding out on me, and he didn't introduce you guys to me over these last 18 years. This is not even fair. But you're a lovely group of young ladies, and I'm just grateful that you could all be here. And congratulations, Victoria, on your marriage 6 months ago, and your engagement, Emily, 6 months ago.
Thank you.
And great things in store for you too, Michaela.
Thank you.
Including getting your license soon, right?
Yes.
All right. Let me know. We'll go driving. All right. God bless you. Thank you, ladies, for stopping in. BuffaloDreamCenter.org. And hope you can check that out. Call 854-1001 if you want more details. Right now, music from Micah Tyler.
Hey, great job, Michelle, Victoria, Emily, Michaela. Great job. Thank you, Neil Boron and Lifeline. And thank you to everyone who's been watching. Share this. Let people know God is doing great things this week in the lives of people that are on the streets of Buffalo, the homeless people. But this is just the beginning. I love what Neil shared on the show. Love never fails. Boxes of love will not fail because it's motivated by love for people. Listen, this is not just a charity. It's not just, you know, this Christmas charitable organization where we're going to help some folks. It's motivated by the love of Jesus Christ to see people's lives changed. So thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for watching. God bless you. And watch more this week as we're still on the streets with the homeless till Saturday. Thank you.